Welcome to day 30 of our 30-day challenge. Today we're going to combine our stretch and workout into an evening stretch and strengthen that you can do after a long day. And our focal step today is fouettes. So let's start off with our evening stretch and strengthen. We're going to begin on our mat, starting off by stretching the spine. Sitting with your hands on your knees, you're going to inhale. Then exhale as you rock back, holding onto your knees and stretching between your shoulder blades. Inhale, open out the chest as you lift your nose to the ceiling and repeat. We're going to do this 4 times. Then we're going to stretch the neck, turning the head right and left, and then repeating again with the arms open, seeing if you can look behind your thumbs. We'll then drop our ears down to our shoulders for our final neck stretch. Off we go. Exhale as you rock back. Inhale as you open out the chest. And last one. Now stretching the neck, turn your chin to your right shoulder, back to center, and turn your chin to your left shoulder. Reach out the arms to the side, turn the head and try and look behind your thumb. Keep breathing normally. Turn the head back to center and look to the left. Relax the arms and now drop your ear down to your right shoulder, stretching the left shoulder down to the floor. And repeat to the other side. Good job. We're now going to lie on our back and hug our knees to give our hips a stretch. From here, we're now going to roll up into our bridge position. So with our knees bent, knees pointing up to the ceiling, arms by your side, you're going to inhale and then begin rolling your tailbone up to the ceiling all the way through the spine until you make a nice diagonal with the pelvis in a tucked position. Then we're going to reverse this movement to roll all the way back down. You can combine this with the breath, and if you like, you can add the arms. Off we go. Inhale and exhale as you curl up through the spine, keep the pelvis tucked. Inhale and exhale as you roll back down through the spine. Repeating again. Inhale and exhale as you roll up. Inhale, holding this position, and exhale to roll back down. If you like, we can add the arms. So we're going to roll up into our bridge position, float the arms up to the ceiling, roll back down, keeping your arms there, and then let the arms drop back down. Keep checking in with your knees to make sure that they remain parallel and they're not floating out to the side. And relax. We're going to move on now to working on the abs, focusing mainly on the obliques. Start by sitting up with your knees bent, holding onto your knees. Clasp your hands together, engage your abs and rock back until you can feel your abs are working. If you go too far back, the abs will not be fully engaged. So start by sitting and rock back until you feel the correct position for you. We're going to twist whilst reaching our elbow down to the floor. We're not going to touch the floor or let the alignment of our pelvis or legs change, but rather twisting round, letting the elbow float whilst we keep everything from the hips down nice and still. The more you reach backwards, the more you're going to feel this in your obliques. If you prefer not to twist, you can do some toe taps, which is a gentler exercise for the abs. You begin with the legs in tabletop and you gently tap one toe to the floor before bringing it back to your tabletop position. Choose which one you want to do, and off we go. Twisting round to the right, back to centre, and then the left. We're going to do 20 in total, but feel free to take a break at any point. I would recommend exhaling as you reach round to one side and inhaling as you reach round to the other. Keep checking in with your alignment and make sure that you're pulling your navel to the back of your spine so the abs are really engaged. And last one, relax. Lie on your back and hug your knees. We're going to move on to our next exercise, which will target the hamstrings and the lower part of the glutes. Start on your hands and knees, and we're going to lift one leg with the knee bent, sole of the foot facing the ceiling. We're going to do heel pulses. We don't want to do large movements, but rather small pulses pressing up. And you should feel a point of resistance, and that's what you're pressing into. Let's start with 30 on each side. And relax. Swapping over to the other side, check your alignment, and off we go. These are very small movements hinging from the hip socket, and the rest of your body should stay very still. Last one, and relax. We're going to stretch the legs out in front of us and work on our posture. This should feel particularly nice, especially after a long day. We're going to start off by slumping forwards, curving the spine, dropping the head. Then extend through the spine, sit as tall as you can, and pull up through the top of the head. We're going to repeat this 4 times, then reach our fingers up to the ceiling and fold forwards. We're then going to hold on to our toes and extend out as far as you can go. Don't worry if you can't quite extend the knees. Stop once you feel a nice stretch along the backs of the legs. Off we go. So slumping forwards, then draw up through the spine, lengthen through the top of the head as you exhale, and slump down again. We're trying to really lengthen from the base of the spine right up through to the top of the head. Reach the arms up, inhale, and exhale as you fold forwards. Drop the head down, and we're going to hold here for 10 counts. Roll up through the spine. Let's repeat this once more. See if you can go a little bit further. And roll up. Bend the knees, hold on to the toes, and slowly extend the legs, keeping the spine as long as possible, and the neck long. If you're not able to reach your toes, feel free to hold on to your shins. and relax. We now have a nice side stretch, starting with our mermaid's pose. So with your legs bent, feet tucked over to one side, we're going to begin by stretching away from the feet. Inhale as you sit tall, exhale as you stretch down to the floor. From here, we're going to take the legs into our pigeon pose. So your back leg is extended out behind you, your front knee bent, and if you want to add a hip stretch, you can open out this front leg a bit. If you want to go further and add a back stretch, lift your nose up to the ceiling and open out the chest. We're going to hold here for 10 counts and keep breathing normally. Relax. Let's repeat our mermaid stretch to the other side. So sitting tall, bring one arm up and over as you exhale and stretch away from the feet, and repeat to the other side. Moving into our pigeon pose, make sure the back knee is really stretched. Feel free to open out your front leg and to add a back bend if you like. Your hips and shoulders should be square and you should be breathing normally. And relax. We're now going to move on to our lunge sequence. So up on your knees with one leg slightly extended, we're going to push forwards and make sure that your knee is directly over your heel in our lunge position. Feel free to hold on to something to stabilize you, or you can have your hands on your knee. It's important to drop your hips all the way down to the floor for a nice hip flexor stretch. Feel free to put something soft under your back knee if it's too hard. Now we're going to sit up, extend our front leg, flex the foot, and then reach our fingers towards the floor. Go very gently as this is a hamstring stretch and we should always work very gently with the hamstrings. Keep reaching forwards until you feel a nice stretch along the backs of the legs, and then we're going to hold for 10 counts. This is a challenging stretch for our balance, so feel free to hold on to something if you like. Keep the foot flexed, and we're going to hold for 10 counts. Roll up gently. And let's swap over and repeat our lunge sequence on the other leg. So pushing forwards, check your alignment. Hips and shoulders should be square, and hold, letting the hips drop down to the floor. Sitting back up, extend your front leg, flex the foot, and gently reach the fingertips down to the floor, folding forwards until you feel a nice stretch along the backs of the legs. And relax. That concludes our evening stretch and strengthen.